What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. As promised, we're gonna be talking about, the life of Ngundeng. And with starters, we're just gonna talk about his birth and his childhood, how it went down. The source we're gonna use to know what happened during his childhood and his birth is this book right here. Big black book, and you see it. It says Nuer Prophets. So this book I got from Amazon. It says Nuer Prophets. For starters, we're going to talk about his birth. Ngundeng Bong was born into a family of Gallic earth masters, living among the Chicane at the end of the 1830s. His father, Bong Chan, came from the Nuer area of Bar El Ghazal to settle into the Malik family. Among the Gaijug, his mother, Yayil, was betrothed to Hoth Chan, Bong's half-brother. But then he was struck by lightning and died. Then she married Bong after. Bong had many children with his other wives, but with Yayil, he only had one. They had him when Yayil was very old and white-haired. Bong then told her to return to her parents, but no bride wealth was reclaimed. Because of that, they were not divorced. She stayed with them for one night until she was disturbed by a visitation. So this is what the conversation went with that special visitation. Basically, a spirit or angel came down to talk to her. The spirit said, "You, Yayil, you must go back to your home." Yayil replied, "Why must I return to my home?" The spirit says, "You go, you will give birth to a child." Yayil says, "How can I give birth to a child when I become old and have no monthly bleeding?" The spirit replies, "Go back. The child you are going to bear will give a name from here. When you give birth, he will be called Ngundeng, like the gift which is given to a person." She says, "Truly?" The spirit says, "Go." Yayil told Bong what she was told by the visitation. They slept together for one night. That night she was pregnant. No one couldn't believe she was pregnant. They assumed her swelling stomach was some disease which would kill her. She carried the child for 12 months, and when she cried out in her labor pains, people were saying, "Why doesn't Yayil call people? If it is death, let her die." The hard-hearted people also said, "We will go and see her." They came in, the child was born. All the people heard that Yayil gave birth to a child, and people ran saying, "Yayil gave birth. Is it really a child?" When they saw the baby, they noticed that he had all of his teeth. They said, "Yayil gave birth to a child which never been seen before." That is odd, because when it's a newborn baby, you have no full teeth, but when he was born, he had all of his teeth, so that's interesting. Some say that Ngundeng spoke to his mother at birth, and that he crawled off into the bushes when he was only an infant, but then returned on his own. He was also left-handed, okay? He's a lefty. His childhood. Ngundeng's vacation to the bushes as an infant was a prelude to his wanderings as an adult. He's supposed to have avoided fighting with other boys as a child, taunted as a coward. Willie was so persistent that Ngundeng finally announced mysteriously that if the boy wanted to fight, he will find something that would fight him. The boy suddenly died. This is also him foreshadowing Ngundeng's later condemnation of fighting. His refusal to fight when provoked, and his ability to kill with words. As a child, he spent with the Chicanes soon after they crossed the Nile. Many agree that he was born in Western Nuer. It would seem that Bong joined the Chicane after the initial migration, but while they were still in Malu. This period lasts until 1845, was the period of internal tension between the old campaigners and the newcomers, who followed them to Malu, and between the Gankir and Lajor. These tensions ultimately led to divisions and further migration, with the Gaijag and Gaijug splitting. The Wangkek and Lang section of the Gaijug came into conflict. the Lang finally leave to raid the Dinka and settling south of the Sobat. Living among the Wonkek, Ngundeng would have observed a divisive tendency, then splitting Nuer society apart the time he was initiated into the Tut age in 1855. Initiated meaning he got his scarification. And that's about raps about his birth and his childhood. I find it interesting that that Ngundeng's dad, Bong, didn't initially marry Ngayil first. It was actually his half brother. When he died, he had to marry her, and this is very a tradition in the Nuer culture, and it also is pointed in the Bible, which is in Deuteronomy chapter 25, verse 5 through 6. Here, I could just read this out by here. Let me just pull it up and read it. Back then, it was okay, and even the Most High God said, yeah, it's good to do that. It's not wrong. Yeah, but here I'm gonna read it for you. If brethren dwell together, and one of them die, and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger. Her husband's brother shall go in unto her, and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother unto her. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. So, let's say my older brother, he dies, but he has a wife, and now she's a widow. It's okay for me to marry her to continue under his name. I know it's a common thing on our Nuer culture that once you're in a certain age, you gotta get scarred, get the 6 lines. So my personal opinion on that is like, I don't mess with that. I disagree with that. One, because I don't want no scars on my face. I'm not with that. And two, it's against God. God doesn't want you guys to scar your face. Scar your body on purpose. For what reason? You're perfectly made in his image. And, this is his words, not my words. I could just read you what he said. Alright, this is the book of Leviticus 19:28. It says, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. So he is the Lord, and whatever he says, do, follow, and apply. So don't make any cuttings in your flesh. Alright, bet. If I would have knew that this verse, I would not have gotten piercing. So, but I got piercings. But I don't wear earrings like that. But yeah. And he also says, don't print any marks upon your body. That's basically means tattoos. I'll never get a tattoo in my life. With that being said, stay tuned for the next part. We're going to be discussing about his adulthood for Ngundeng and what was documented throughout his adulthood, and all the way up to him saying prophecies and things like that. Until then, have a blessed day.